Hey, how you doing? It's Clayton Teedy from the First Home Buyer Club. 100 lessons in 100 days. Day 89, lesson 89. Today what I want to talk about is 10 ways you should know, or you can get an indication that you're working with the wrong people or you shouldn't be working with them. And so as you can see, a little bit of a change of scenery today. I'm at our display home and I just thought I'd shoot a quick video after working with some clients. So one of them actually asked me today, there's a lot of companies out there, whilst we are choosing you, how do you know, because we get friends asking us if we're making the right decision or not. And it's a real easy one, right? Because you'll get that gut feel, which we're going to talk about at the end. But point number one, they're yes people. And what I mean by that is that when you've done minimal or a little bit of research, but not too much, and they're just agreeing with everything you say, that's probably a good indication that you're working with the wrong people. And here's what I mean by this, that you'll tend to want to live as close as possible where you currently live right now without factoring in anything else that you should do, just because you're going to go off what your heart is telling you. And that's probably wrong, because sometimes what you'll find is there's surrounding developments to where you're currently looking, or there's infill blocks very close to where you're looking, or in fact, you're just looking in the wrong area because you don't know any different, and they've just agreed with you. And if they're just agreeing with you without giving you suggestions or trying to find ways to help you save money, then point number one, you probably shouldn't be working with them. Point number two, you get no input in regards to their house itself. So, they'll show you a house, say if you want to own, here it is, and here's how it looks, and that's it. If the house already comes with pre-selected colors, or that you only have a choice of two houses and it's either this one or that one, then you're probably working with the wrong company. Firstly, those sort of companies are built and targeted for investors because you're not getting any input. Now, if you're buying this own home to live in, you want to get some input into it because it's your home. Point number three, social proof. Here's what I mean by that. And it's funny, I see these ads. We've helped hundreds of families in the last 30 days get into their own home. Yet when you click on their page, they have 73 followers and no reviews. That's the first thing you need to be doing, reviewing their Facebook page, reviewing Google. Do they have any negative feedback? If they did have any negative feedback, how have they addressed it and what was the issue? Do the research and you'll know. Someone says they're doing hundreds of deals helped hundreds of families in the last 30 days and have got no social proof to back it up. They're lying to you. It's the first sign that you've got to move on. Point number four, and I've just wrote these things down so I don't forget it. You get no choice when it comes to your house and land. And a good example, I had clients a couple of years ago, Dave and Jeannie, they dealt with a company before they come across to me, and they were told, if you want to own your own home, you have to buy in this suburb. Now, who are they to tell you where you should live? You get to make the choice of where you live, and we'll make sure that you get the best deals possible. So when it comes to the land, we'll help you look for and select the perfect block of land. We'll then, and I know no other company does this, we'll then negotiate discounts on your behalf. You may have seen Sadish and Ashina, the video from not even 2 weeks ago. We saved them $80,000 on a block of land that was only like 210 or 220 meters down the road from a brand new development. If they're not helping you find the best deals and negotiating deals on your behalf, you're working with the wrong people. If you're not getting a choice of where you live and what side of the house you have, you're working with the wrong people. Point number five, they're rushing you into a contract either straight away or at the first appointment without collecting any pay slips, debt statements, or really understanding what you can afford. You're working with the wrong people straight away. If they say, let's sign a contract today and we'll try and figure out the finance later on, that is a flag. Get out there and don't be get involved. They're rushing you because they don't actually feel confident that they're giving you the best option. And as a result, they just want you to get committed, and they'll try and work things out later on. If you don't know what the mortgage repayments are going to be on your home and how that will relate to your current lifestyle, you shouldn't be buying a home. You should work through all those things up front to understand how is your life going to get affected when buying a home, and is it going to be a positive or negative impact on your life. Point number 6, and it's just gone up, my apologies. They don't talk to you about finance, lifestyle habits, which I've covered a little bit, and what you can afford. And what I mean by that is that if you're renting at $400 a week and you're only saving $100 a week on top, your capacity for a mortgage of how much you pay in rent and savings is $500 per week. Now, it doesn't matter how much the bank says you can borrow, your capacity is $500 per week. So the bank might come back and say, your borrowing capacity is $800,000, but your lifestyle doesn't afford it. And who wants to buy a home to struggle? That's why everything needs to be done up front to make sure you're prepared and in the right place when you purchase your own home to get the best outcome. The only reason you're working with them is they're nice or you like them. Or more importantly, they're a friend. And people will go, what do you mean you've got to like the people you work with? Of course you've got to like the people you work with. But if the only reason you're choosing to work with those people is you think they're nice and they've got nothing else going for them, then that's a red flag. Get out of there. Everyone asks me, why should we work with the First Home Buyer Club? And I can say it simply, because we're the only company that won't rip you off. And what I mean by that is we'll actively negotiate discounts on your behalf up front. And that's how we're able to save our clients over $1 million last year. And then we'll make sure you get the best rates of the house. We'll make sure you get the best blocks of the land. We'll make sure you have the best design of your home. And then when it's all said and done, I'll teach you the same strategies I use myself to help you pay off your home in a fraction of the time. Now, we've all heard the story about Andrew and Manila. They're on track to pay off their home in 7 years. We've got plenty of other clients that are doing it up to 15 years. But imagine this. You get a 30-year mortgage and pay it off in 15 years by just understanding your own money, how to set up the right accounts, and how to pay off your home faster. Wouldn't that be good to pay off your home in half the time? Point number 8, you have to fix their mistakes. So, you have issues with finance, they can't give you the answers, you've got to ring the broker yourself. Or they have issues with the developer or the block of the land or with the paperwork needs to be provided, and you're that person doing all the heavy lifting because they either haven't prioritized it or don't know what they're doing. Another red flag, right? And you'll know it. Point number 9, they've never had any issues. And everyone goes to me, what do you mean by that, never had any issues? And here's the thing. Everyone goes to, if someone said to me, what issues have you had? And I could go, we have issues daily, right? There's always something like the developer or the real estate agent reckons that everyone should get their finance in 14 days. Yet the banks aren't approving it. And then they're about to cancel the contract because you haven't got your finance in 21 days because they're so out of the loop because 10 years ago when they weren't developing and they were a real estate agent, that they were able to get their client finance in 14 days. It doesn't exist like that. So a good example, clients of ours on the north side, the developer wanted to cancel it. So I rang him up, I explained to him, we got a pre-approval letter, which we had in place because we were prepared, right? And it calmed him down and he was a little bit happy. And then he wanted a non-refundable $5,000 additional deposit to proceed. And again, it was another problem. I'm like, our clients aren't paying $5,000, which is non-refundable just to keep you happy. Now, mind you, that block of land was $50,000 cheaper than development just down the road. So we had to put our thinking hats on. And when I say problems, they're not crazy problems. They just need to be thought out and there needs to be a solution to it. So I called the agent and we discussed a few things, and like a game of poker, I was getting him to lay his cards out first. And what we ended up doing is we negotiated down from $5,000 down to $2,000 as non-refundable, but it'll come off the price. And instead of the 5 days that he wanted a grant only, I got it extended for 2 weeks, knowing that we were with credit and we should have had a choice, a decision within the week. So I just bought us another week to get the finance sorted, and as it turned out, we got approved and there was no issues. But there's still always issues, right? So if someone goes, no, everything's perfect, it tells you one of two things: they're lying to you, or they haven't actually done anything. Because there's always little things that happen. Just the good people, like First Home Buyer Club and like my team, will find the solutions. Others will just bury their head in the sand and hope that it goes away. And the last thing, point number 10, this is the one that you should consider most over any, is your gut feel, right? If you're getting a bad feeling that the people you're working with you shouldn't be, or you're getting a bad feeling about the situation, then maybe that's time to call it quits. Because at the end of the day, if you're got that really bad gut feeling that you're making the wrong decision, then you probably are. But you've got to weigh it up and assess it right and make sure that it is your gut and it's not just your body just trying to safeguard you against something that you don't know about. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the sun stays out a little bit longer, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Thank you. Bye.